Hi everyone. So today I wanted to jump on really quick because there is rain in the forecast again, but I am determined to get something done before the rain starts. So what I want to do today is kind of switch out some of the plants that have gone on and died. I want to pull them up just so I can see a little bit of color. Can you all believe I think it's 78 today? In January, 78. This is so abnormal, y'all. Normally it is really cool. So I'm not sure what's going on, but I figured try to get some stuff done today. Any type of prep work from now into spring is less that I have to do when the season really gets jumping. So let me show you what we are going to work on today. Okay, so before we get started, let me show y'all what I found blooming in January. But as I was filming, I looked over and look, y'all. Is this Desdemona rose not the prettiest? I love these, and I did receive a catalog from David Austin Roses again, so I'll probably be adding maybe 1 to 2 more to my collection. But this one, Desdemona, is so pretty. It has a beautiful scent. It has lots and lots of petals, and it's kind of like a soft buttery pink is the best way that I can describe it. But okay, so let's walk over here to what we are working on today. Do y'all see these dead plants? So what I'm going to do, the only way I know how to do right now, y'all, with it just getting dark quick and also with me working, I'm going to take this section right here, just this section, and I'm going to pull these plants up. If you remember some of my videos where I bought the clearance plants, we're going to put we are putting snapdragons and pansies right here. While I'm also working in this area, I'm going to go ahead and weed out this area, and I'm going to cut back the dead branches on this, and it is coming back. Let me get closer. Can y'all see? It's coming back up. So I'm going to cut this back a little bit and just really clean out this bed and just kind of tidy up a bit. And I'm just only going to focus on this section today. That's really my problem. Like, I will walk somewhere and start looking at another part of the garden, and then I'll stop working and do that, and so nothing ever really gets done. So you guys, y'all got to hold me accountable. So I'm going to cut the camera off, and I'm going to start pulling up these plants right here. These two were purple angelonias, and then we had a diamond frost euphorbia that was right here. But let me tell y'all, I have got to find the diamond frost euphorbia again. They were so I mean, they performed amazing. And this one in particular was by Monrovia Plants, but I really loved it, and I love the way it grew, and I love that it could handle that heat. So once again, I will put the camera down and we'll get started, and then I'll show you the end. Okay, so the wind is beginning to pick up, y'all, and if you hear me breathing hard, it's because I'm gonna have to take this shirt off with the long sleeves because, again, it's 78 degrees, and just by me walking back and forth to get everything, because I'm trying to do better with my time, I am hot. So first, let's start with the plants. These are all of our clearance plants. We have snapdragons, we have pansies that we're just going to strategically place right over in here after I pull everything up. And let me tell you all what I normally put like in my soil when I'm about to get ready to plant. Based on my soil test, we always can use lime. So I put a little bit of lime in and mix it in with the soil. I also put some earthworm castings in here, and then I have this Dr. Earth fertilizer that I got, and I just put some of that in there just to give it a start. So I am going to put this camera down, y'all, and I'm going to try and get started, and I am determined that I'm going to get done with this area right here. Everything will be done, and then we'll focus on another area another day. So here we go. So let's chat just for a second before I actually go to the next bed and weed out what I have done. Okay, so I told you we are planting snapdragons and we are planting pansies. So I went ahead, I mixed all of my amendments in the soil, and these are all planted what I'm going to put in this area. I still have more snapdragons that are left over, but I will find somewhere else for them to go. Now, I bent my own rule for the snapdragons because I actually placed them a little bit closer than what they suggested. And the reason why I did this is because for us, snapdragon is really a cool weather annual in our area. But since it gets from winter to summer pretty much within a matter of 2 weeks, I felt like I wanted them to be more fuller, and we don't really get a spring here, so it's going to get really hot really quick. So that's why I planted them a little bit closer. I also planted the pansies a little bit closer. Now, I had some purple pansies in a 6 flat, but a lot of them, I really let them get too leggy. So I probably threw away like 50 cents worth of pansies. These right here, let me get a little bit closer. I'm actually gonna have to spray. They have a little bit of powdery mildew on them, and what I do for powdery mildew is I use a milk and water solution, and I just spray it on there every so many days until I see the signs are diminishing. That's what I had to do for some other plants that kind of showed the signs of powdery mildew. So I'll get my mixture ready and I'll mix that. But in my garden area where our food is, I don't put the mulch that I put like in the front or over in the regular flower bed. I use the cedar chips that you see lined here as far as mulch goes. So I have a little bit left in the storage room, so I will go ahead and when everything is done, because I want to clean up a little bit of those leaves back there too that have fallen. So once that is done, I'll go ahead and put a fresh layer of cedar mulch on here. They really were breaking down in the bed. I just kind of pushed them off to the side, but I'll just put a fresh layer on there because I like for everything to look nice and fresh. So what I'm going to do now, y'all, and I'm hoping that the night does not catch me because I really want to show you all the results of this area. I'm going to go ahead and weed this out, and it is past time for me to fertilize my vegetables. And let me show you what I use real quick to put on all of my vegetables in the garden. Okay, so I also forgot to tell y'all too is I added a little bit of compost in the what do you call it, in this bed right here. Let me show you another compost that I use really quick, but see how I'm jumping all around. So this is what I use to fertilize like all of my vegetables and flowers in this area, because this is strictly organic. All the flowers, all of the vegetables, I try to use organic practices in here and not put some of the stronger stuff on there, or the synthetic stuff you would say in the vegetable garden. Now some of the flowers in the front, and then the flowers that are in my by Proven Winners that I got, I did use the synthetic one like the Bloom Booster, but those are flowers and I'm not putting any of that in my body. And although pansies are edible, since I did not grow them from seed, this batch I did not grow from seed, I'm not going to put them on a salad either. Now I did grow some pansies for seed, and I'll show you later, y'all, because you know one of my things for the new year was to get back to exercising a little bit more. But I'm telling y'all, if you can tell by the way I'm breathing, this is exercise right here. So I'm not going to be too hard on myself. But let me show you another compost that I put in my raised beds, and then I'm going to finish up. So here is by Dr. Earth, is the all-purpose compost here. I also put those in my raised garden bed, and this spring and summer I got some more bags in the storage. I'll really be putting that in with my plantings, but let me go ahead and try to get everything weeded so I can show you the final results. So night is trying to catch up with me, but I did get the leaves, most of them, all up. I don't know, sometimes I think I'm like OCD because I want every single leaf up when I know with the trees behind us they're going to fall back down. But let me tell you why I like to get the whole leaves up. I would love to have a leaf mulcher. If any of you have a leaf mulcher, let me know what kind and let me know how you like it, because I have to get the whole leaves up because it stays so moist with the rain that we have a snail problem that they harbor under. And as a matter of fact, as I was cleaning out this bed with the carrots, I found plenty of snail shells. So I like to get the leaves up because the whole leaves are just creating a moist environment that I know they enjoy. But I wanted to show you guys, I hope you can see with my carrots. Can you all see them coming up? And this was the Kaleidoscope carrots. I don't know if you all can see it. I'm hoping you can, but they're coming up very nicely. This was the Kaleidoscope carrots. I was not really pleased with the germination rate. I did get some carrots from M.I. Gardner that I think I'm going to heavily seed up front to see if I can get a better germination rate. I do like the seed tape because it keeps everything nice and neat and like lined up. But for all of the tape that I put down, and you know, like carrots get really thick, it just didn't germinate the way that I thought it would. But I'm gonna try to re-sow some seeds in that. So I may have to call it a night in a few minutes, but what I am going to do is I do have enough time to go ahead and fertilize this bed right here with the fish and seaweed fertilizer that I showed you. And I still have to get some of these leaves up right here because I just like for things to look a certain way. That's just me. My husband says I'm OCD, and he may have a point, but that's okay. So let me finish up, but I promise you guys, if it does get dark, I will be back tomorrow because you guys are holding me accountable, and this way I know I won't wait till next week to finish it up. This way I know it will be finished, and then I can move on to the next section of the garden and bring you all along. Hello again, guys. So it is day 2, and I did not get all of the way finished last night, but I got a lot done. I just have a little bit more that I need to do, but I just also wanted to tell you all thank you so much, because you guys are what keep me on halfway schedule, I would guess, because I know with the way I operate, this probably would have been here probably until next week. We had some rain earlier this morning, but it seems like the sun is coming out and rain is expected tomorrow. So I am going to turn the camera around and let you see what we have been working with last night. So before I went in, I made sure that I watered everything really well. And so all I'm going to do now is push back the soil. And I'm also going to put the cedar chips on here. And last night I was able to get some leaves up. It's still some, but I don't want to keep pulling up like the cedar mulch. So I was able to get a few leaves up, and I went ahead and used the fish and seaweed fertilizer, y'all, which I ended up getting on me. So imagine how I smelled when I went in the house. So I'm going to go ahead, do those last few things. And again, thank you all, because you are the reason why I was able to do this section right here and keep halfway on task. So before I finish up here, I want to show you 2 different things that I use and that I do. So this tool right here is really how I kind of define my edges, and I told y'all I'm going to keep going out more and more each season, but I have to do it very strategically. So I have defined my line right here and got up as many weeds as I can, and hopefully the mulch will suffocate the rest of them. So we have our line defined, And this is the cypress mulch. I might have said cedar, but it's cypress mulch blend that we use. Cypress is a tree that really grows a lot in the coastal area, so I put a really thin layer of mulch on this because I know in a few months that I'll be switching it out with my summer flowers. But like I said, I just wanted to get a little bit of color to take me until the springtime. So here we are, everything is done and put up. So thank you all again, because I'm seriously, you all hold me accountable. I want to get it done so that I can share it with you. The only really thing that I'm going to probably come in and do is do a little bit more deadheading. But can you see the color of the pansies? They are really nice, and we got some that are starting to show up. And these snapdragons I have grown before. They're like a burgundy red tone, kind of like this color here. So hopefully they'll get nice and bushy and beautiful before the hot weather comes. So as always, thank you all so much for coming along with me and watching this video, and I hope you share this video with your family and your friends. And if you are not a subscriber, we will absolutely love to have you as a subscriber, so make sure you tap that bell so that you can receive notification each and every time we upload a new video. Again, thank you all so much for watching, and until the next video, bye bye.